Welcome everybody back. Today we're going to discuss...
Just read the damn stories.
Alright then.
I'm not a doctor, but I was an amateur gynecologist in high school. We owned a 24/7 business and I often worked overnights. I was also the emergency on-call person. On nights I didn't work. Sleep was worth more than gold. I had, and still have, the most effed up sleep patterns and catch extra Z's whenever I can. I sleep very sound and deep. In fact, about the only thing that wakes me is my alarm and my phone ringing. This was a great skill to have when my kids were younger, as I often had to sleep when they were up and active. Cue my problem and temper. I would get calls from doctors' answering services asking for the doctor. When the calls first started, I would tell them I wasn't the doctor. More than once, I got a return call almost immediately from the same person who told me, "This is the doctor's home number." No, it's not. It's my number. Okay, I'll page him. After the first couple months, I started telling the service to tell the people to take a 7:30 aspirin and call back next year. They then knew I wasn't the doctor, and we'd have the annoying, "You called the wrong number again" talk. Now, the more they called, the more outrageous my cures got. For your information, masturbation and self-intercourse cures most illnesses as per me. After almost 3 years of this annoying crap, I got a true emergency call from them telling the doctor had to call the ER because one of his patients came in suffering a heart attack. He was taking meds and had other issues that they needed to confer with him about the appointment he had with the patient the day before. I hung up and called the ER myself. I got the doctor that they needed to talk to, the real doctor, on the phone and told him, 1. I am not the doctor and I've had his answering service calling me for about 3 years. 2. I have told them numerous times but they never fixed the problem. 3. This is the first life-threatening emergency they called with, and I thought the best way to handle it was to call him and let him see if the hospital knew how to really get in contact with their colleague. I told him I understood this was a matter of life and death and that I would not take any more of his time. I ended by giving him my number so he could compare it to the correct number to possibly check where the problem occurred, so it did not happen again. All this took less than minutes as I started the conversation with, "Please just listen." The doctor I was getting calls for was a PCP, a primary care physician, a family doctor, not a cardiologist or a brain surgeon. The calls I was getting from were things for like,
"Little Johnny has a fever of 100.1. What should I do?"
"Can you refill my meds?" Things like that. I know I struck a nerve with the ER doctor because I never got another call from the doctor's answering service again. I hope the guy that had a heart attack is okay, and I thanked them for getting my situation fixed.
So I totally feel for this person. To this day, for over 12 years, I've had the same phone call from the same people asking for a man named Jim come to me almost, I want to say it's annually now. Before it was almost bi-monthly, now it's annually, and that's good. I kind of look forward to it. Gives me someone to talk to. But honestly, I totally get where this guy was coming from. Though, I want to say kudos to him for actually taking the time and finding the doctor and calling them and going, "Hey dude, there's this guy that's really sick and you need to talk to him like now." And I have super respect for that. I really do. So 10 out of 10, like, he went above and beyond because honestly, if something happened to that guy, someone would have gotten in trouble here. I don't know. I don't think it would have been the guy the phone been calling because it's not his responsibility to update his medical contact information. I smell a malpractice suit. Someone get back to me on that one.
Truancy Officer thinks I'm a high school student. My family moved to the South after I graduated high school, so my brother had 2 years left and they had to do block scheduling for classes. All that means is some days he'd get out of school earlier than what we did at our old high school. I go to pick him up from school. It's a 3-hour bus ride or a 15-minute if I pick him up. One day at about 1 p.m., and I'm waiting in my car in the pickup area kinda near the doors, here comes the truancy officer. "Excuse me, miss, but school isn't out yet. You should be in class." "I graduated high school already. I'm here picking up my younger brother. He gets out at around 1:15, 1:30 p.m. "Yeah, I've seen you here before. You need to be in class. What's your name?" I show him my ID, out of state. "I know that last name. You do go here. Come inside the office." Well, obviously, brother and I would have the same last name. We're siblings.
I go in because, 1, I don't want to keep having this issue every time I pick him up, and 2, I do need to collect my brother as we both have to go to work. Different jobs, thank God. We make our way to the office where the truancy officer tells him to look up my name.
We don't have a student by that name. We do have another student with the same last name.
That's her then! She just gave me the wrong name on purpose!
The other student is male, sir. She doesn't go here.
And that would be my brother. Could you page him for me? No! I've seen her here before! She goes to school here!
Sir, she doesn't go here. We have no record of any student with her name. Please leave her be.
My brother arrives to the office looking confused.
Hey, sis! You ready to go?
See? She goes here! Why would she know students if she doesn't?
My sister is here to pick me up from school. She isn't in the system because she is not a student.
But I see her every day outside. The brother turns to the office lady and asks if we are okay to dip out. She says yes, so we skedaddle. As we are leaving, we can hear the office lady trying to explain to the truancy officer that all current students are in the system, and that if he brings in one more random person that he sees outside every day, claiming that they're a student, she's going to file a complaint on him.
I've only been going here for a month, and I already know this guy's a moron.
Now this story reminds me of the reason why I keep my beard. See, if I shave it off,
I look like a shaved fetus.
and I try not to do that. Not only to prevent locals from chasing me with pitchforks and torches, it also stops people from IDing me, which is great for me. Not so much for the individual who finds out that I am much older than they think I am. Though the person cannot grow the impressive beard that I have, they had took the initiative, said, you know what, fine, went to the office and got it straightened out. Though I have a question, and that is, how many times has this officer done this to have the lady behind the desk go, sir, please stop before I report you. We can't keep doing this. It makes you wonder if that guy sits in his patrol car and sees someone walk by and go,
I think that kid's getting ready to skip school.
get him! And God forbid Gary Coleman, rest in peace, was still alive. He'd be walking past this man's vehicle and he'd scoop him up and bring him into school. This kid's skipping class.
Sir, that's a 70-year-old man. Please put him down.
So that's all the stories for today. I want to know what your personal favorite was. I can definitely say mine was probably story number 1, mainly due to the fact that it was relatable and I totally get where the person's coming from. But I also like more of a good on him for taking the initiative and finding a solution for this very sick man. So good karma points for that guy. So I want to know what your personal favorite story was. Please tell me in the comment section below. I always look forward to your comments. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell, as well as hit that like button, because if you do, the wonderful jelly stain on the bottom of your sock will disappear. Thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you for following along. As usual, as always, my friends, stay frosty.
And keep moving forward. This way, this way, this way.
Oh, it's doing a thing. Okay, fuck.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist and directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. Something unpredictable, but in the end it's right. I hope you had the time of your life.